Good morning, everyone. I guess afternoon now. It's January 10th, 2019. Now, yesterday I had a epiphany while I was driving back from taking my wife to work. You know, we as Americans, we can never stop being divided. We can never stop being at each other's throat because we can't learn to cooperate with each other. We can't learn to cooperate. And it goes for everything. I mean, everything from work to driving to should drugs be legal or not legal to should prostitution be illegal, not illegal, blah, 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 right? Well, how are we ever going to, be better? How are we ever going to be better if we can't cooperate on the most basic shit? Every year after Christmas, big mobs of people go to retail outlets and they fight over consumer goods. Every time there's a fucking major storm, especially here in the South, people empty the shelves and fight over food. It can just go on and on and on. And here's the thing, though. What a guy wants to do with his wang, I'm referring to prostitution, is his business, right? And what that prostitute wants to do with her private part is her business. There should be no debate about drugs, because if you don't do them, then what the fuck do you care? There should be no debate on any of these things if people would learn one very important rule. Mind your own fucking business. And another rule. Don't be going and telling everybody your fucking business. For example, if you're a homosexual, we don't need to know that you're a homosexual. We do not need to know that you're licking some dude's ass. I don't need to know this. Just like you don't need to know that I had my face buried in my wife's snatch a couple of days ago. You don't need to know this, right? And that's one of the problems, is people put shit out there like it's everyone else's business. The heroin addict, they make it fucking pretty obvious that they are heroin addicts. They don't go out of their way to hide it and keep it to themselves. We don't need to know that you're shooting drugs in your veins. It's not my business. We can't get along. White people don't get along with white people. White people don't get along with black people. Black people don't get along with Mexican people. Mexican people don't get along with black and white people. And it also occurred to me, coming back while I was enraged by the fucking asshole in front of me that refused to get into the slow lane, even though they were driving slow as fuck, that, that people are really, really stupid overall. Overall, people are dumb as fuck. They're easily led. They're just dumb. I mean, it's a very simple rule, right? You drive in the left or right-hand lane if you're going slow, below the speed limit. And you drive in the left-hand lane if you are a speed demon and drive a little bit faster than everybody else, like myself. And it really grinds my gears when people block the fucking lane. And I'm going to tell you why. These are the same kind of people that bitch and whine about criminals and everybody else not following the rules, but they forget the rule of driving on the right-hand side, and it's on the driver's test. How many of these people miss that question? I bet not many. Yet they feel so self-important, so like everyone else's time isn't as valuable as theirs, and they gotta block the fucking roads like they own it. You gotta remember something. All of us pay tax dollars for these fucking shitty, pothole-infested roads. The least you can do is get the fuck out of the way when somebody wants to get past you. Right? And I know some people are going to say, well, Eric, you sound like you have some road rage issues. Well, my issue really isn't road. My issue is these fucking idiots whining about criminals, whining about following the rules, and then turning around and breaking the fucking rules. You can't have it both ways. You can't want other people to follow the rules while you disregard them. It don't work like that. It don't work like that. And why should I follow any of the rules if there's hundreds of millions of people out there breaking rules every single day? Every time one of these people drive, they're breaking the rules. But no, we would never be able to win any kind of war because we can't agree on anything. Nothing. See, I've come to learn what's right for me is not necessarily what's right for you. And that's why you should mind your own business and I should mind my own. Because right to you may be completely wrong for me. For example, I'm not a homosexual. I don't care for homosexuality. I don't care about homosexuals. It's none of my business what they do, but on the other hand, as soon as they start flaunting it and trying to pressure everybody else into accepting or not accepting, they're trying to badger into people into agreeing with it. I don't. I won't, and I never will. Because I'm a male, I like women, so it seems completely unnatural to me for a man to like a man in a sexual way. Now, the judgmental conservative that has never done a single drug in their life, they want to stare down their noses at people like myself, who've had my whole face fractured, my nose just right, teeth knocked out of my head, hit in the back and the back of the head with a baseball bat and a gun. But this dude is going to judge me because I eat painkillers and smoke pot. Right? Hasn't affected my brain any. I think just fine. And fair enough, there are people out there that are really, really fucking stupid smoking pot, and yeah, it does make them more fucking stupid. Undoubtedly. No question about it. But the smart people who smoke pot, it don't do that. Because they weren't fucking stupid in the first place. I don't know. I just see very, very, very little hope for the American people. I really don't. You would think that we would be out in the streets like the French people are and have been, but no, no. We can't agree on anything. We can't agree on what kind of government we want, if any at all. We can't agree on the excessive laws. Some people, oh, we need laws. But how many do we need? Do we need 100? Do we need 200? Do we need 2,000? Do we need 2 million? Do we need 20 million? I don't think so. I don't think we need that many laws. I don't think we need the amount of laws we have. It's utterly ridiculous. Everything is illegal. If the cops were to follow you around for a day, they would find something highly illegal, felonious, that you do. Something. Something that can get you into trouble. But, you know, rule of law. Rule of excessive law. Rule of corrupt government. Rule of the conservatives. The rule of the liberals. All these people are wanting to rule us, but none of them are doing a motherfucking thing for us. None of them. They're all liars. They're all hypocrites. They're all thieves. And we shouldn't be voting for any of them. We shouldn't. And when you do cast your vote for these people, and they commit some horrific fucking crime like killing a bunch of children over there in Yemen or Syria, that puts that blood on your hands. People like me, I have a clear conscience. There's no blood on my hands because I don't agree to it. But people like you do agree to it. And you have the blood of hundreds of thousands of children on your fucking hands. And you're going to have the nerve, the fucking gumption, the balls to judge me. Oh, man. Then, you know, the other day, I mentioned this in a video before, yesterday, school's out, right? School's out. No children present at all. And we're going down Pine Street. And the sheep, they see these flashing yellow lights and they slam on their fucking brakes. Almost cause an accident, you know. Because people can't have the space between them, so they almost cause an accident because they freak out that there's fucking flashing yellow lights. They're afraid of a ticket. Or maybe they're just subconsciously afraid of the police. Either way, fear is controlling them. I mean, to the extent that they almost caused an accident. And this happens every day on the highways of South Carolina. Somebody sees a cop or what they think is a cop. They slam on their fucking brakes. The car in front of them plows right into them. Next thing you know, there's a 10-mile-long backup, all because some motherfucker couldn't take a speeding ticket. And then, of course, you got on the other side, even though you're going in the opposite direction, it comes to a creep too, because you got all these motherfuckers who want to see what happened, gawking. Meanwhile, there's a huge line behind you of people that only want to get the fuck where they're going. But no, we can't do that because you have to know what happened, you nosy motherfuckers. But what do I know? I'm just poor white trash that can't afford to pay my electric bill, can't afford to pay my cell phone bill, can't afford to go to the doctor. My grandpa's paying for me to go to the chiropractor because my back's gotten so bad that I can't function anymore. But hey, I'm a drug addict, right? Yep. Yep. And it's mostly due to the fact that everyone down here in the South, they have to know all about you. They got to know every fucking detail about you. Just being able to do the job, that's not enough. They want to know how many fucking children you have. They want to know if you're on welfare. They want to know about your record. They want to know everything. Not your qualifications. That don't matter. That don't matter. And, you know, a lot of people would tell me, hey, why don't you get the fuck out of the United States if you don't like us or this country? It's very simple. It's not as easy as you think to leave a country. You got to come up with some like 25 grand, then you got to come up with the money for the airfare or whatever way you're choosing to travel to this place. And then you got to establish yourself there, right? And it all takes lots of money. So it's not like people can just up and leave this country. The only people that can do that are the rich people. Rich people. Remember, I'm not the exception. I'm the rule. We have millions of people living right at that line of poverty. Millions. But some faggy prison guard that works for the Federal Bureau of Prisons wants to get on Vice News and whine about his paycheck not coming and how he has to drive an Uber while the shutdown happens. Boo fucking who for you. You little sniveling bitch crybaby. And he said, oh, it hurts. It hurts us so much, the brutality of it. You mean the same brutality that the law enforcement officers use? You mean the same brutality the courts use? The same brutality that the Department of Corrections uses? And the same brutality that the Federal Bureau of Prison uses, right? But we're supposed to feel sorry about the brutality inflicted on you. Right? No, we can't agree on anything. And that's why this country will continue to disintegrate into nothing. Nothing. It won't be a country. You'll have different states being countries eventually. And I feel like that's probably the best thing that could happen. And the reason that is because we have a all-encompassing federal apparatus consisting of intelligence agencies, multiple intelligence agencies, multiple police forces, Army, Navy, Marines, Coast Guard, and none of it is for the benefit of the people. None of it. They use drugs to pay for their clandestine operations. And then at the other end of it, the user/seller end, they fund their prisons. Does that sound reasonable to you? I mean, I could go on and on and on and on all day long. I can nitpick it and nitpick it, but who's going to listen? I mean, conspiracy theorists have been warning about these things, including presidents, by the way, forever, and no one listened. So, who's going to listen now? No one. But hey, I can still rant and rave, right? Till next time, kill the state, live free.